Good morning, everybody. My name is Gercules, and welcome back to a brand new video on my hardcore Season 2 world. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. So this video is once again pushed back a little bit, but that's because I've actually been preparing for multiple videos that I have been planning to record. And we're going to be building a couple things today, which I'm going to show you on screen really quick. So I have 3 goals in mind for this video. 1, I want to build an automatic farm that makes honeycomb. So utilizing bee nests with redstone to automatically farm honeycomb. Honey bottles is a little bit more complicated. Number 2, I want to custom terraform this river that is right in front of me. And we're going to replace the sand with soul soil, and we're going to turn all the dirt blocks in this river into mud, just to make the river look a bit more realistic, I should say. We're also going to decorate the edges of it to make it more naturistic. And number 3, I want to make a notice board with a bunch of projects / quests that I want to do upcoming soon in this series. Just so that way you guys know what my goals are for this hardcore world. So we're going to start off with the easiest of the 2, and that is custom terraform this river. So as you can see, I did this so I could demonstrate what my plans are. I'm going to replace all of this sand and make the terrain look a bit more even inside of the river. So we're going to replace this sand with soul soil. I might leave the clay, or I might replace it with something else. I don't know. But all this dirt right here, we're going to replace with mud. And also, we're going to decorate the edge of this with a bunch of plants and such, like small drip leaf, lily pads, and the brown candles and green stained glass. I'll show you in just a little bit what those are going to be used for. The wool right here is going to be used in the next video. So rather, instead of placing all the dirt blocks with mud, we can just convert it straight out, which is going to be a whole lot easier. And we basically just repeat this process over and over. So I'm not entirely sure the extent of this river that I want to convert. I think I want to convert it up to where that path ends right there, which is where I'm going to build a bridge over on this side where the Technoblade statue is. And I really appreciate all of your guys' feedback on the Technoblade statue. I think mud and soul soil work kind of well with each other. I actually might make this part a little bit more deeper. It might be easier if I don't use a shovel with efficiency 5, but we'll see. Alright, so now that you guys basically get the gist of what I'm doing, I think now what I'm gonna do is probably do this in a time lapse or go off camera to do this, because it's not the most exciting thing to see me do. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, and I'll see you guys when I am completely done with this and we can move on to something cooler. Alrighty guys, welcome back. So I have transformed part of this river. I haven't replaced the clay or gravel because I feel it kind of fits well enough with the river to keep it as it is, basically. And I've only done it really up to here because I started getting a little bit bored. I want to show you guys some interesting stuff with the items that I have. So of course I do have small drip leaf. We'll include big drip leaf, but the small drip leaf, I don't think you can get it renewably outside of the Wandering Trader. And now for my next trick, this is a build hack that I managed to come up with. We're gonna take some green stained glass panes and brown candles. And then what we're gonna do, I need to make sure this isn't connected to a block, otherwise it's gonna look kind of weird. So what you do is you build up glass panes, and then all you have to do is place 4 candles next to it like that, and there we go. cattails. Pretty cool, huh? And also what I kind of want to do, which might replace some of the mud, but I do want to spread a little bit of moss. But I don't want to spread it like too much. But patches of moss, I think, along the riverbank is gonna make this area look pretty nice. So already this makes this look like really well nourished. And there is one other little decoration that I want to do along the side of the river, and I'll be back with you guys in just a little bit. So what I have in mind is if I go to my moss chest and I grab out some azalea leaves, I was thinking alongside the river's edge, what I could do is I could replace some of the grass blocks with leaves and then waterlog it to make it look like algae. And I feel like this color of green fits in pretty well. And already this is making this like a riverside area look much more beautiful. Of course, I did bring some lily pads that we can like dot around, but I'm gonna leave them like pretty scattered. And also, like, off camera, I'm probably gonna build some, like, custom trees with, like, glowberry vines. I don't really have a whole lot of access to glowberries at this particular moment. So now, guys, I think it is time to start setting up our honeycomb farm. So, as always, we're gonna start off with the collection mechanism. So what we're gonna do is have a double chest right like this, and then hoppers in this sort of formation. Then what we're going to do is grab out the redstone, and then we're also going to grab out the glass and some birch planks. It doesn't have to be birch planks, it can be like whatever block you so choose. I think it would look better if it was birch, and also flowers need to be in these specific blocks. I'm also going to remove any flowers in the nearby vicinity to make sure that the bees target only these blocks. Then we're going to place glass blocks here so that way we can see. I think it might be a dispenser facing into. That's wrong. It has to be an observer facing down into the hive, and a dispenser where these blocks go. So the dispensers are going to go into these blocks. Like I said, we're going to have the observers facing into there. And I'm going to place the bee nests when it's night time. But while we wait, of course, we need to fill up the dispensers with shears. And then we should have this just about ready. Like I said, this is extremely easy to build. And we're going to replicate this like several more times so that we can get more honeycomb. And of course, that will make it more efficient. This dispenser is halfway full. And of course, guys, we have to wait for it to become nighttime, so that, because if I try to place each nest, then the bees will escape. Oh, and we need to encase that part in glass. Last but not least, we need to connect the redstone. And just to test it out, we're just gonna place a block here. Aha, and it works. And while we're waiting, guys, I may as well gather up a bunch of like materials to make my notice board. Alright guys, it's just about to become nighttime. So hopefully it's all encased. So fingers crossed, hopefully nothing goes wrong when I wake up. The bees are doing very nicely now. And we're starting to get a supply of honeycomb. So now, guys, for my final goal is to make the notice board. I think I'm probably going to be making out spruce wood because like that's probably a wood I have a lot of. Although now that I think about it, dark oak wood might actually look nicer. I'm going to use dark oak wood, but I'm going to use birch signs. That way the text is easier to see if I don't use a dark oak sign without using glow ink. And I think the place I'm going to build the notice board is probably here. So I'm going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to strip those. And of course, we cannot forget the signs. I'm thinking maybe on the back we use some kind of trapdoor just to cover up this like wood texture. And now guys, we're going to be typing out every single goal that I have, and every time we complete one, we can just right click it, edit the sign, and type in something new. So I think the ones on the top are going to be the long-term goals, which I'm going to show you in 3, 2, 1, bam. So these are the 3 goals. Turn an ocean monument into copper, which I think could be really fun. That is very long-term. And so is this one, build a deep, dark end hub. But I also have this one, build an ice pathway system in the nether, which basically means build ice boat roads to the various nether portals that go to different locations, such as the one that goes to the Mushroom Island in that direction, the one to the desert. Build a mob grinder is also one that won't be too far away in the future. Spawn all 20 end gateways. That one we're going to do in the next video. Obtain all music discs, armor trims, and pottery sherds. That one could take a little bit, actually, because we still have to find the silence armor trim, of course. And then these ones I will, of course, do very soon. Like finish the library build, obtain camels, and defeat a raid. I'm kind of glad I built this just so that any viewers that are wondering what are my future plans for this hardcore world, it basically gets higher the higher you look up on the notice board. Long-term projects, mid-term projects, which I'll probably do within like the next 10 episodes, and then these I'll do like within a couple videos basically. And like I said, every time that we complete one of those goals, we're gonna edit the sign and then add a new one. And the honeycomb farm is going along nicely, although for some reason that like bee nest hasn't like harvested anything. So what I'm gonna do is add a button to it. And the honeycomb is actually going to be pretty useful for turning an ocean monument into copper. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. A bit of a small projects video. And basically we're going to expand the custom river and the honeycomb farm the next time I stream on here, which will probably be in a day or two. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do drop a like rating. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I shall see you all in the next video. See you guys later.